Hi, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you from March 3rd through the 9th. Yes, we're in a new month. March is the third month of the year, and the number 3 carries with it the energy of what we think, act, and speak on will be amplified. This is a powerful month of momentum and around visionary thinking, dreaming big, unlimiting ourselves and what we think is possible for our paths. We need to take this first week or two of this time period to be very deliberate with our daily routines so we can ground as much as possible before the eclipse hits and Mercury is full on retrograde. All right, we're going to have Venus and Mercury in retrograde. So this is the time period where we need to just tap in to whatever keeps you grounded and in a centered state. The energy of number 3 reminds us that mind, body, and spirit must work together in order to create more balance. So rest when needed. If you find yourself overthinking or getting upset, pull back, right? Practice a little bit more inward silence if that occurs in your life during this week. This is an invitation during the month of March to show up fully in your life, to show up fully in your connections, to show up fully for yourself. Let's talk about the astrology a little bit. I found this. I follow Chasing Chiron on YouTube, on Instagram. I love his work. He's a great astrologer. I don't know him personally, but he posted something last night that was like, blew my mind. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to quote you. I'm reading this verbatim, what he said, because we're going through a spiritual initiation during this time of Venus in retrograde. I'm going to read this to you. March 1st through April 12th, a major spiritual test is underway. We are in a collective initiation, one that is testing us in love, finances, purpose, and relationships. This isn't just a moment. It's a pivotal transformation that will shape the path ahead. The spiritual test. The sun at 11 degrees Pisces sits on an examination of initiates, one of the most powerful degrees for soul evolution. It's happening during the next 6 weeks. This is a test of embodiment. Can we rise above fear, doubt, and illusion and fully live what we claim to believe? The catalyst. I like how he sets up all the angles here. Pholus. I had no idea what the heck is Pholus. I had to look it up. I actually went deep diving into this asteroid that was discovered in 1992. In mythology, Pholus is said to be the son of Pan, which I thought that was interesting. And it's a centaur, so half man, half horse. Very Sagittarius in its energy influence. So Pholus represents great moments in our life and denotes major turning points. So Pholus is forming a sextile to the sun. Pholus is a literal tower moment, the small spark that ignites a massive chain reaction. This is not just about transformation, it's about restoring our divine connection. The challenge, Venus stationed retrograde at 10 degrees Aries on the 1st, forming a tense square to Pholus. Dun, dun, dun. The plot thickens. This challenges us to reclaim our inner sovereignty and break cycles of wounded self-worth, outdated relational patterns, and financial fears. It's also a test of balancing divine masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. The pressure is building. This isn't just about Venus retrograde. It's about how we navigate this test. The sun and Pholus provide a moment of reckoning, forcing us to see where we've been out of alignment and inviting us to return to our true path. Whatever isn't built on truth will crumble. The awakening. We are at a turning point as a collective. This transit isn't temporary, it's alchemical. The pain, the endings, the breakthroughs, they are initiations meant to burn away illusions and reveal our highest path. Pholus is calling us back into sacred connection with ourselves, our purpose, and the divine. The bigger picture. This is a soul-level transformation, not just a moment. If we resist, we repeat karmic cycles. If we align, we elevate our consciousness in love, relationships, finances, and purpose. The impact of this will last beyond this transit. This is about who you are becoming, your spiritual test. What emotional triggers or major realizations have surfaced since January 28th, basically the month of March? The month of February. Have you felt pushed to reclaim your power in love, purpose, or finances? Where have you been tested the most in the last few weeks? And what choice will allow you to rise above rather than repeat? Is something seemingly small unfolding into something much bigger than you expected? The invitation. This is an initiation. You will not be the same on the other side of this. Pholus is opening a door. The sun is illuminating the test. Venus is showing us where the work is needed. Will you resist transformation or step fully into your higher path? So that is the question. And I thought was really interesting is I've been working with this deck privately. It's called the Wandering Heart. And I pulled a card for the week that coincides with this astrology. And it's interesting because he spoke of alchemy. And I pulled the card of alchemy, which in this deck is the number 11, naturally a high vibrational number, the number of Metatron, one of my guides. A lot of you have Metatron as your guide. Powerful energy of transformation and alchemical evolutionary consciousness, rising like the phoenix that we are, embodiment. This card right now is an acknowledgement that brilliant returns are going to make their way to those who dream big. Your power is your power. And no one can hinder or undermine your potential. And if you feel like lately you haven't remembered how special you are, it is here now. I'm here to remind you that you are a divine being. This alchemical process is here for anyone ready to be initiated into it. It is powerful. It is big. It is literally, I was watching this show called The Americas. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. Tom Hanks is narrating it. And they were talking about the cicadas that came out from deep in the underground this past summer. 17 years they've been waiting to come out. And they find their way to the light and they climb as high as they can. And they literally come out of the shell that they've been in for 17 years. And they come out brand new in a new body. So I feel like there's this alchemical process where we are receiving and embracing our divine magic. So the energy is going to be powerful this week. You're going to feel more like a magnet for those of you who've been doing this deep inner transformational work. This is truly becoming the alchemist. All right. So with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to pull a few more oracle messages from what we've forgotten and call Spirit in. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for the collective. All right, let's see what's going on. What's going on, Spirit? Let's get some more messages for the week ahead. Big energy. And when I read that, and by the way, I'm going to have in the description box below a link to how to find Pholus in your chart. I was at 4 degrees 44 in Pisces in the 3rd house, and I was like, what? Because we're in Pisces. We're in it's just all hail Pisces. And by the way, happy birthday to all you Pisces out there. I was down south over the weekend experiencing 70-degree weather outside and celebrating my father's 80th birthday. It was very special. It was magical. Speaking of that flipped out while I was talking and closing my eyes. What is this card? Ancient wisdom. Look at that. Ancient wisdom. Ho, ho, ho. This is really reminding me of the ancient Aboriginals. I do feel that we are now moving into a time period where telepathic communication is possible amongst light workers. A lot of us are connecting from afar and building these light bridges all around the world. This is also a time where we're going into the dream time, right? That the Aboriginals used to occupy and still occupy when they were more prevalent on this earth. This is where we came from. So we're activating ancient wisdom this week. The card number 3, 30, breaking down into 3. Thank you, Spirit. Tell me more about this ancient wisdom. What is it guiding us to? To glow in every room we step into. These 2. Yes. And we have this fire energy of Aries. It does look like an initiation that's requiring a lot of courage as we burn away. Like Chasing Chiron said, where do you need to reclaim your power in love, purpose, or finances? Wow. The fire has been lit. It's almost like I'm getting a very strong Venusian vibe here too. Where it's time to have courageousness in our hearts and to speak our truth with the blue and the gold. We're at this time where it's no longer part of the path to speak from the wounded heart. Now it's time to speak from the courageous heart and act upon our ancient divine wisdom. Oh my gosh, we have card number 33 and 55. Wow. So these are major, major significant vibrational frequencies of aligning mind, body, and spirit in the 3rd month with the energy of change, transformation, and alchemy. So this is about lighting up in our charisma, lighting up in our attraction as far as what we are trying to create, and to step away from the shadow and to illuminate our higher path. I love that. Spirit just backed up all the astrology. What's at the bottom? Akashic records. I had this interesting conversation with my parents on the way to the airport yesterday about that. Like, I wonder if we could go to the Akashic records when we're in spirit and we can just like rent out someone's life, right? I want to just see what happened to this figure after they passed and like, where did they go after? And it's all, I was kind of trying to explain everything happening in the now moment. No past, present, future. You know, we're linear here on this 3D reality. But in spirit form, I was like, I wonder if we can go to the Akashic records and like literally rent out like a film and watch certain historical figures around their karmic pathway. Because we were talking about that. You know, I wonder if we're allowed to witness that, you know, if we have the clearance for that. So just interesting how the Akashic records was at the bottom. So everything is being recorded in the history of time. There is no stone left unturned. So I think this really is a reap what you sow time period. And to be mindful of your words, deeds, actions, and thoughts. Keep them pure. Step into that courageous heart, for we are one. This is the jewel, right? The jewel. Everything is love in our universe. So this is a huge week of activating our fire, our passion, our motivation to have courageousness in our hearts to access our ancient wisdom. For the purpose of transformation and alchemy. Wow. This is definitely a spiritual embodiment of a higher order, all right? Like the cicadas. I thought that was fascinating. It was rather gruesome, but it was fascinating. They don't last long either. They're barely out. It's like they waited 17 years to see the light of day, and then they go back. Oh my, okay. It's rough. It's a rough world for cicadas out there. All right, let's see what's going on for the week in the tarot. What's going on this week in the tarot? And then I want to get a Master of Light to guide you for the week. Ooh, we have the 8. Oh, I picked this up upside down. My bad. This is upright. We've got fire energy, 8 of Wands. So that's what I mean. This is the month where how we set, it's like how do you start a long marathon? You get prepared, right? And we are in a marathon, people, where it's not about rushing to the finish line. It's about enjoying the journey, knowing that we have to pace ourselves. This is also the card of communication. So if you're looking toward communicating with anyone or moving forward, let's get some more information. We have star energy on the bottom, influencing this energy. We have the Hermit Virgo energy. So we are shining a light. Here we are. We have the Eight of Wands, the Hermit, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So we have a lot of fuel. This is like getting gassed up, spiritually getting gassed up, shining our light, magnifying the light as we move forward with our ideas, our conversations, our passions, and our desires. There is a lot of momentum building up this month. Specifically this week, I feel like we need to be mindful if we have any kind of new opportunities coming in, take a moment to review, reflect before responding. Because whatever's coming in this week for a lot of us, you might feel, I'm not getting like a real big triggered kind of vibe, but I'm getting something toned down around that here with these two knights. This is energy incoming, all of this, fast incoming information, fast incoming opportunities, like a whoop. It's like things coming at you here. And I think that what I like is that we're tempering it with the major arcana of the Hermit energy. Really, it's when things come toward us, and instead of looking at it through the lens of wounded self or ego self or lower self, it is high self. This is how we need to start operating from a more 5D perspective with whatever we are interacting with, whether that's other people, other ideas, opportunities, our day-to-day. This is truly shining a light on moving forward and being that embodied, centered inner guru. I really want to just get a card on each of the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. I'm just going to pull halfway here. Nice. All right. So this is about opportunities for our own wholeness, our own enrichment. Nine of Pentacles, clarifying the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a very strong air influence around going after what we want, communicating what we want. And there's this passion behind it. Six of Pentacles. I like this. You know what? This is really nice energy. We're getting a nice grounded vibe on these nights. So I'm not that worried about it. This is around really getting excited around the exchange of energy between you and other people that are aligned with your vision. It's awesome sauce right here. Okay. Six of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. I like that. And then we have the Knight of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles. So we have a lot of grounded earth energy this week around reaching for more, reaching toward the higher timeline. Who and what is going to support you in doing that? So you have the courage in your heart to do it, to put the energy and motivation and passion behind it. So if you have a burning desire for anything this week, especially around the exchange of energy, the exchange of ideas, I think this is the week where it's time to actually do it. Let's clarify the Hermit, though. I want to get one quick shuffle, and let's clarify the major arcana here. Seven of Wands, Eight of Cups. Not surprised. A lot of us in February are still releasing some emotional baggage. We could be still experiencing that and protecting and safeguarding our energy as if our future depends on it, okay? It is the work of alchemy. When we discard old emotional baggage, these old triggers, old wounds, and we start operating differently. Why is the Hermit here? Oh, Six of Cups, Page of Swords. Okay. And then we have, take these four. Okay. Nice. Okay. This is amazing. We are all wrapping up a major cycle at this time collectively because we're ending the last influence of it's been 18 months since we had a Venus in retrograde. So think of it as that is a cycle in and of itself. So we're wrapping that up as we've now going into a new cycle in a new Venus in retrograde time period. And so we're looking at our connections, feeling maybe a little bit nostalgic this week, going inward, maybe being quiet about it, thinking about maybe some previous conversations or conversations that still need to be had to wrap up certain contracts or to clear up some things. We do have a strong communication energy this week in Mercury with Aries, where it's time to say, speak your truth, right? Speak now or forever hold your peace type of energy. All right. as we wrap up the cycle. And I think if you are speaking clearly from the heart, this is also new ideas, launching them. As you can see, she's being tethered by these balloons, and her ideas are taking flight. I love this. So if you have any kind of childhood dream, any kind of vision for your future that you've been carrying a long time deep in the caverns of your beautiful heart, this is the time where we need to be putting energy into it. Six of Cups is a truly, past energy. So this is a time where we need to learn from the past and open up our eyes to the illumination of the sun around our patterning. I think that a lot of us are learning. This is beautiful energy, you all, because everyone is learning how to alchemize on a collective level. And we're seeing a lot happening in the world, but our journey is to anchor the energy. How our impact solely depends on our own frequency. So as these new opportunities come in, as you move forward this month with this momentum behind you, and this time for you to embrace your magic, learn from the past, take these truths as your new wisdom, your new level of consciousness, and move forward with your life. Reach for more and really give to those things that give back to you in equal measure. All right? Let's get some advice from Spirit. I feel like it's going to be a really rewarding week for those of us who are courageous to step forward and to underscore all of our actions and words and thoughts with our ancient wisdom. It's a truly spiritual week. Strong Leo energy. We've got a lot of reward and recognition. This is a graduation point in how we feel and how we've learned about how we express and receive those feelings amongst our closest bonds. I feel like there's a lot of healing this week. Unexpected healing. Where, it's time to communicate your truth and allow other people to communicate their truth. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. This is the advice. 5 of Wands. Yeah, power struggles. How long are we going to go through this dynamic? Some people are like, you know what? I'm not going to learn from that paradigm anymore. The wounded self. 9 of Wands, the tired fatigue of going at it from the lower vibrational self. We're talking about how we respond from immature ways, from the inner child being wounded. This truly is a matter of unifying body, mind, and spirit, 3 of Pentacles, in all of our connections, so that we learn from our wounding. And when we do go encounter a challenge, we know how to overcome it with the light of our consciousness, with our spiritual wisdom. This is the time period this week where it's time to apply everything that you've learned. We're being invited. Pholus is opening the door. The sun is illuminating the test. You're going to know where you're resisting transformation and how to step fully into your higher path. And for those of us who are doing it, it's going to be a very joyous occasion. All right, let's go into a Master of Light. This feels like a clean energy, even though there might be a little bit of messiness in previous weeks. This is an opportunity for some of us to do it over again in a different way. Same situation, maybe even same person, but respond differently. Communicate differently from the ancient soul. What is the Master of Light for the week? What is the wisdom from the Master of Light for the week, Spirit? Archangel Michael. I was feeling his presence the whole time because he carries the sword of truth. Trusting heaven. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. All right. What does Archangel Michael have to say? So this is miracle mindset. Your angel team is with you now. You are not in this alone. You may be feeling sensitive or overwhelmed, but your angels are inviting you to take a step back so that they can come in and share their light of miracles. You may feel that your prayers aren't heard, but that doubt blocks solutions from entering your life. Know that Archangel Michael and his legion of angels are here to help clear anything that's not serving you so that you can allow in the miracles of change that you deserve. So I think that a lot of us are connecting and disconnecting energetically from what no longer serves. Anything that is holding you back, this is the time period to alchemize it. Do not resist this transformation, folks, okay? This is about reclaiming your power in love, purpose, and finances, all right? Wow. If there was ever a week to dream big, to alchemize the past, it's this week. Let's now go into, let's read Mark Nepo, and then I'm going to finish off with one final self-care and a few important announcements. Let's read what Mark has to say. We have the energy of March 3rd in the living. Every person's condition is a solution in hieroglyphic to those inquiries they would put. We act it as life before we apprehend it as truth. I'm going to read this again. This is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Every person's condition is a solution in hieroglyphic to those inquiries they would put. We act it as life before we apprehend it as truth. Interesting. It's like we must go through these life experiences to acquire our truth, our inner truth. Each life is a language no one knows. With every heartbreak, discovery, and unexpected moment of joy, with every lift of music that touches us where we didn't think we could be touched, with every experience, another letter in our alphabet is decoded. Take a step, learn a word, feel a feeling, decode a sign, accept a truth, translate a piece of the mystery written in your heart. Before we live what's next, it always seems like there is some answer we need to arrive at. But daring to enter, we are humbled to discover again and again that the act of living itself unravels both the answer and the question. When we watch, we remain riddles. Was that right? When we watch, we remain riddles to be solved. When we enter, we become songs to be sung. When life feels far off, remember that a flute is just something hard with holes until it's played. So too the heart. As matches are just sticks until lit, as ice is not quenching until thawed, questions and problems remain obstacles until lived. In this way, the life of every soul waits like sheet music to be played. What good are we if never played? Simply close your eyes and breathe, feeling your mouth as a whole in your being. Breathe simply and evenly, knowing that only when life moves through do holes become openings. Open your eyes and breathe with your heart. Feel the music of life moving through you as silence. Yeah, this is a very deeply, deeply spiritual week. I can't emphasize that enough. It's repeating over and over again. Now let's get into a final pull. Let's get some self-care tips for the week. Actually, I'm not going to shuffle that. We're just going to... Whoa! My hand wanted to free these. I'm going to read all of them top to front. They said read the back of the top one. So this week, the major themes are around personal power, self-trust, letting go, and healing. I am free to be who I please in this life. Yes. I will pay attention to my inner wisdom, the Hermit. I'm okay with not being okay. The Five of Wands, the Nine of Swords. I'm sorry, Five of Wands, Nine of Wands. That's the card of Wounded Warrior, right? Everything coming at us, all the challenges, right? All the obstacles. Pulling our hair out sometimes. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. I am both soft and resilient. Let's read this first one that came out. I am free to be who I please in this life. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths. Imagine embracing total personal freedom, free of self-doubt, free from the emotional baggage of your past, and free from other people's projections. Imagine all the limiting stories that you believe about yourself or about other people believe about you. or that other people believe about you. Sorry. What does that feel like in your body? Yeah, this is the week to free yourself from all of it. What does it feel like to know that this freedom is possible? Carry that power with you throughout your week. Oh. Free to be who you please in this life. Oh my goodness. What a empowered reading, you all. Enjoy this month. There's a lot of momentum. We've got a lot we're going to be talking about in subsequent weeks. I'm going to be finishing off the rest of the zodiac for the month of March for the overview. I have 2 more water signs and then the earth signs. Thank you for being patient as I took some time off to celebrate with family and friends. Thank you so much for everyone who has expressed interest in the alchemy program. Walk with me with Mary and I. We're starting a 3-month mentorship collective program, and she's going to be spearheading it. She had to go unexpectedly to Ireland to be with her ailing mother and had to postpone a little bit of these calls that she's doing, discovery calls. So please be patient with her. She's going to be going back to Ibiza in a few more days. So for those of you who are waiting to communicate, connect with her, she'll be back at it. It's hard where she's at with the internet. So just be patient with that. This program doesn't start until mid-April, so we have plenty of time. But thank you for everyone who reached out with interest. It's going to be powerful. We're taking a lot of these energies, building in the month of March. So clear as much as you can, and we're going to be helping you really step into the life that you envision for yourself, the life that you're meant to live, the highest timeline possible for you, the highest path. That's, I think, what we want. And the highest path is full of peace and love and light. It's not without its challenges, but see, the thing is that you trust yourself. And that's what Mary and I envision. We want to help you trust yourself, empower yourself to make the choices that you need to make for yourself to align with the blueprint of your highest timeline. So thank you for those of you who answered that invitation. I can't wait to get started on our 3-month journey soon. Enjoy the week ahead. All right. I'm sending you so much love. Take care, everyone. Namaste.